Thank you for coming back to hear part 2 of the sermon series. You know, if you're not sure you're going to get invited back, you can say, well, I've got part 1 and part 2, and then you should get invited back for the second half. I'm too busy. I can't think. My days are rush all the time. I have to be a multitasker. I have to be 100% on my job, 100% at home, 100% all over the place, and 100% with my kids. Have you heard that? Have you felt it? Even grandparents are saying, this is a lot to do. When did all this get started? What's the cause? Who set this in motion? Well, some would say that it's because of the job requirements. With the labor market the way it is, they can pick and choose. And unless you're doing 100% every day, you may be the one who's let go, or certainly passed by on promotions. Others will say, no, it's not the jobs, it's the school. The schools have piled on so much homework that even the kids have to do multitasking. They rush home with their backpacks like this, filled with tonight's homework that the parents are required to help them finish. Here we go again. So some would say it's the school's fault, and yet they need the education. Others would say, you've got it wrong. It's the sports activities. It's the sports. These kids are coming with 3 and 4 different sports that they have to or want to participate in, plus band or something else. So we rush home, get some different clothes on, and we start the treat to meet all these sports games. And as a parent, you certainly don't want to not be there and support your child. Even as grandparents, you're out there in the muck and the mud sometimes. So it's a sports problem. I'm not sure. Maybe it's all 3. But the problem is that this isn't something temporary. This isn't going to be gone in 6 months and then we can get back to normal. It's been here for years. It's been here for years. When I preached at St. Matthew's, some Sunday mornings there'd be more cars over at O.J. Neighbors for the basketball stuff than there was in our parking lot. Sports has taken over all over the place. It's not temporary. It's permanent. And the result is that a family is severely fragmented. It's not like I remember, and probably you remember, you came home and you sat down at the family table and you had your meals together. And then maybe each one did some separate things after that. That's not the way it is. The traditional family meal and togetherness is gone. Families eat on the fly. This may be one of the root causes, one of the contributing causes for the raging obesity in U.S. among young people, which they're now trying to work on. We don't have time to fix dinner. My mother was a stay-at-home mom until my father died. But the point was, she worked in the afternoon to get the supper ready. That was our big meal. Well, you can't do that when you work all day. So you buy those things which you can throw in the freezer, and you don't turn over and look and see what it says on the back in terms of cholesterol, fat, and all the other goodies. It's only got a problem. But that's another day, another day. A recent TV show depicted, I'd say, maybe a 12-year-old young boy. He had an issue that he wanted to discuss with his dad. Not a curriculum issue, but the kind of thing that sons should go to their dad about. And showed him asking his dad the question, and Dad, with the briefcase in hand, is heading for the front door. And he said, "Ask your school counselor, that's what we pay him for." So we have even advocated that part. Well, with all of this, you can certainly see how I can turn slightly and say, it would be a real hard time to find time to be spiritually at one with your God. It may never happen. I'm just too busy. There isn't room for one more thing. If anything breaks, we're in trouble. If the car don't start, it's a major thing. I'll be swallowed up. I'll sink in mental quicksand. You know, when I was working in mental health, we didn't have any treatment for that. To say nothing of the guilt that we feel when we are unable to attend all the sports sections, or we're unable to present a good meal, or we're unable to sit down and talk with our son because we're busy with our own homework as a dad. We can't even fix the plumbing, not because we can't, but because we don't have time. These are difficult times. We've left God out. Simply because we have a feeling that He's the only one who won't jump at us for being left out. So we wrongly think that that's safe. But guys, this is not what God had in mind for us. God executed a plan through His Son to open up a new life for us, free from guilt and filled with blessings of being a follower of Christ. Well, what can we do to find that? To get closer to this spiritual goal? Well, in reality, we can try to change some of the things that we just talked about in our family, but I don't give much hope for that. So what else can we do? I think we have to look for some outside power. 2 weeks ago, we talked about the Holy Spirit as being the connecting link between us and God, where we wend our petitions to Him and He answers prayer back to us. During the coming week, or during this last week, I was wondering if maybe I misspoke. I said it was the connection to. And then I got to thinking, but we're in the age of Wi-Fi, so maybe we don't need to. How do we get this done? The Holy Spirit is the one who can put some